Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Dynasty's Racing League's DRL TV. Tonight I am your host, David Wellborn, and all you Spencer Tart fans out there, we got a surprise for you. That's right. Spencer Tart's going to be joining me in the booth here this evening. So, how you doing tonight, Spencer?
I'm doing pretty good. How about you, Devin?
Oh, I'm here. I'm surviving. That's about it. But
As much as you can ask for.
well, I could ask for a couple $1 million, but I won't get it.
Hey, well, you know.
Oh,
We
let's see.
started a qualifying here.
Yep. We're gonna look at Getty Buckner, as he attempts to make his qualifying run here. I already hear people hitting the wall, so that's not good in the first 30 seconds. But that's going to be the short and the sweet of this racetrack here. We are at Iowa tonight. We're going to be here for, it's the Iowa 150, so.
Looks like Getty doesn't like his first lap.
He did not like that lap. We're going to be here for 172 laps. Wow. So, yeah. Long night tonight. A lot of racing. A lot of wrecks. We'll be lucky
really
if we
cool
have
track temp here tonight. Just only 90 degrees on the track, 66-degree air temp. So there should be some really quick lap times put up here.
Yeah, and the thing is we're going to go into the night, so it's going to only get cooler.
Yep, which means the cars are probably going to get tighter, and they're going to, they're going to have more speed, but the cars are going to be tighter, so they're going to be chasing a little bit different conditions all night long. As Benazinga shoots up to the top of the 22.8.
He's about due. He is really about due to win him a race. And if I'm not mistaken, he's already got a race in. So yeah, it's Mike Lemon.
Shoots up to second with that 22.906, only 200s off of Ben.
Mike Lemon is really about due for a win here as well. I don't see my man. There's my man.
Here's the whole SGK team has looked pretty quick all season.
Well, this Hesgard brother, I tell you, he's something to beat here. He's going to probably cross the line in third or first.
There he goes, top of the leaderboard.
Yep.
Only two thousandths of a second quicker than Ben, so they basically tied laps almost.
And a one lap, one done. He's like, I don't need to go any faster for any longer. So
yeah, you know that's the one. Bill Edwards doing a 23.139. That's probably not the lap he was looking for there. He was really quick in practice. I was expecting more.
So we only really have 19 drivers here tonight. So really short field. Maybe we won't get all those yellows.
I don't think it'll be a caution fest. I think there might be a couple that'll kind of break it up a little bit, but I think it's going to be a fairly clean race.
Well, while we're sitting here and Hesgard's already on the pole, let's see if he's going to let somebody else win tonight.
Well, my prediction is that
no,
that's not going to happen.
Yeah.
And we know
Mr. Hesgard, you got a copy?
Yeah, man, go ahead.
Well, you're on the pole. I don't think anybody's going to take that away from you, so we're going to quit a quick interview with you. Odds you letting somebody else win here tonight?
Well, after last week, I think I'm due again.
Well, I mean, you got plenty of gas in the car tonight, right?
Yeah, we actually went over to Lorello's shop there and got his fuel lines, so we should be.
Well, that's what you need to do. Steal off of him, and you'll be all right. Well, Mr. Hesgard, congratulations on the pole. Like I said, I don't believe everybody's going to take that away from you. That was an awful fast laps, and we only have 2 drivers that have not qualified yet. Actually, everybody has qualified, so good luck here tonight.
Thank you, guys.
Yep, good luck tonight, Ron.
Has 47 seconds left in qualifying. Everybody has qualified. We're just waiting on the administrators to either fast forward it or let the time run out. Hesgard is our pole sitter. Izinga second. Getty Buckner third. Lorillo is fourth. Clay Phillips, that's my pick for tonight. Clay Phillips is about due for a win, so I'm going to go with him.
Yeah, it's such a driver that we haven't talked much about this season. He's been relatively quiet, which is strange to say for a guy who just won a championship last season. But Clay Phillips tonight, he's definitely going to be one to watch. Yeah, I don't think he's going to be Ryan tonight, but I think Clay Phillips is going to be he's going to be up there at the end and competing for a win, I think.
Well, the thing about Phillips is last year he made it in just on points last year. He didn't win anything. Yeah, consistency.
Consistency. Name of the game.
And he just right place at the right time. I believe was it wasn't you. Who was it that took themselves out in the Grand National
Oh.
Series in the
I know
last race?
Hesgard and a couple other people might have got together, and happened in the Truck Series too. Got Robbie Armstrong in
Mm-hmm.
a championship win. So, sometimes it's better be lucky than good with this new package or the new
Well, you got
playoff
to
format.
survive. I mean, if you can't survive to the last 10 laps, you're not going to be able to put yourself in a position. And that's the problem
Right.
I've been having here lately. It's just I can't even survive a race. Out on lap 14 last week, and I had nowhere to go. The car come right back across the track in front of me. Car was done. Nothing I could avoid. So
Yeah, sometimes you just need luck. That's just the
I
way it
need a
works
lot of
sometimes.
luck.
Yeah.
So let's try to reset this grid, and we'll just let it roll through. I'm not going to call it out, ladies and gentlemen. You can read, see where your favorite driver is at. But as we get set to go here at Iowa for 172 laps, it is warm outside. 60. Well, it's comfortable 66 degrees with the track temperature. You said it was 90, right?
The track temperature is actually cooled down to 87, so I mean it's just going down.
And it's going to get
Partly
only
cloudy already.
it's going to only get better here for the rest of these drivers here tonight. Uh, I just can't get over. We looking at the top 6 drivers here. You got Edwards, and you got Hesgard, and you got You got Clay Phillips, Getty Butner, Larillo, Azinga, Hesgard, and then who's in the 11?
The 11 car is Ryan Gemmel, I believe is how you pronounce
Yeah,
that. That is a
he's
name that I'm not familiar with.
he's a new driver, but he's actually pretty fast.
He must be pretty quick to put down a really good time, only a tenth off of the leader there. So he could be another one to watch. Really pretty close qualifying field tonight, all the top 10 within a tenth. So it should be pretty close.
And I got Kronowitz been on a run here lately as well.
Yes, he has been really, I'm peeking my head in here, but he's been pretty quick all season, and I think he could be due too. So depending on strategy tonight, which could probably play a pretty big role in this, I think, because I really don't think there's going to be too many cautions. You know, it could bring him a victory. So
Well,
anybody in this field has a chance to win tonight, I think.
you got to definitely want to make sure you don't run short on fuel.
Yep.
I don't think
Ask
that's
Ryan
gonna.
Hesgard.
I don't think that's gonna be too much of a problem, because they're gonna come in about lap 50 or 60
Yep.
for tires. So, and we got 172 laps. I don't. I
Yeah,
don't think
yeah, I
anybody
think
can
this
run
is a
80.
two-stop race. I'm not sure that anybody wants to do it a one-stop, but I think for sure this is a two-stop race if it goes green.
Well, you'd have to run 90 laps or 85 laps to make it a one-stop race, right?
Yeah, right about
160,
there.
80 and 80 is 160. 85 would
So
be
yeah, 81
170.
and 80.
Yeah. So I don't think anybody would actually stay out 80 laps. Of course, you
No, I
can do it. The
definitely.
tire wear's not that bad.
Well, I think the tire wear is it's gonna play a factor tonight as Ryan Hesgard gets a really good jump off the line. I mean, he's already almost got a tenth into the corner.
And Getty Buckner's looking to slide right in behind him, but Izinga's not
But
going to give
it's
him the
not gonna happen.
outside.
That top line is just
Oh!
gonna get. Ooh, Zinga tapped the wall a little bit, so we'll see. But he still gets to run into the corner there, so we'll see if he can clear him. Oh no, Ben's fighting back on the outside, side by side to the start-finish line.
And he did get just a little bit of damage on that right front fender.
Yeah, I don't think that's gonna affect him too much tonight.
Not here.
No, here that it's not gonna make a big difference. Arrow isn't too big of a deal.
If it had been, maybe a little harder of a hit, yeah. But I don't think so.
Looks like Benazinga's going to go ahead and clear Getty Buckner, but Getty, he's sitting right there behind him, waiting for him to make a mistake. As James Arello gets a really good run off that corner, and he's going to be knocking on the back door at the 33.
Butner back down to the inside.
Tries to make that stick. Well, he just won't be able to slide up in front of him and make that slide job work. 17 gets the run on the outside. I think that we're going to see that a lot of that tonight. The bottom's faster, but the top you can hold the position. So
Well, the bottom's faster as long as you don't have nobody above you.
right, exactly.
When you're forced to be pinched down and don't get all that you can get coming off, that's where it's going to hurt you.
And Gary and Ryan Gemmel are running side by side too. So a good battle a lot of good battles going on right now.
It looks like Larillo's trying to make his move around Butner.
Yep.
As Hesgard is pulled away, he says, "Ladies and gentlemen, I am out of here."
He has already pulled almost a second.
I need to send him a little email with a little virus up inside that thing.
And there we go. There's the first caution of the race.
Phillips.
It came out faster. Oh no, yeah.
And he's got some major front end damage. Let's see what happens. Clay Phillips dives to the inside of the 94.
Ooh, it looks like he just gets turned into one. The 5 car kind of. Wow, yeah.
Who is the 5? Buddy Chamberlain. Yeah, turns him. Yeah, just simply turns him. And he has it saved right up until the 10 of Fossenal tags him in the front end. Wow. No damage until then.
The 5 car, I mean, I don't think it was intentional, but he just completely missed the corner there for sure.
He just overdrove it, that's for sure.
And that's unfortunate for Rod to get into him a little bit there, but I think his car looks pretty good. I don't think he made much damage. But I'm not sure about Clay Phillips. Phillips' front end doesn't look too good.
Yeah, his whole front end is just smashed completely in. As 7 laps into this race, everybody does elect to come down pit road, or at least the top 10 does anyway.
Yeah, no surprise there. Tires, I mean...
JP decides to stay out. He's pulling a Welburn.
So, maybe he's trying to stay out and get some points there because he was in the very back of the pack. So, even if he does come back down later, he's not going to really lose anything from that.
Well, he crossed the start-finish line before the leader did on pit road, so he actually already has that lap led. He can come down pit road next time by. Which is something I try to plan for when I do it. And if I can't, I know it upsets some of the drivers, but
I think we have a 2-tire stop there by Ryan Gemmel. I think he only took two there. He only took right side tires, so he's going to come out first in front of
Hesgard,
the former leader Ryan Hesgard.
Well, and as I was saying, doing that and staying out, and if you can't get back down pit road, or if you don't get that lap led, as the leaders are going across the start-finish line, as you're doing that move, then you're forced to stay out. And then if you stay out and get your 5 bonus points, then you have to stay out again because you get a black flag if you try to come down pit road when it's closed. So, and I make a lot of drivers mad doing it, but I got to have all the points I can get. I'm not having the season that I was wanting when coming down into the trucks. I've went from maybe a top 15, top 12 driver in the Cup all the way down in the top 20. I'm barely in the top 20 in the truck, so I don't know what's going on. Plus, all the family stuff I got going, I don't have time to actually do a lot of practicing and everything, so.
Yeah, and of course that makes a big difference not being on a little practice. But it looks like JP is gonna stay out here. I think he said something over the mics that the pit's closed or something. So I'm not sure whether he's gonna elect to duck in or not.
He'll probably pull a Welburn and elect to stay to the outside. I would. That way it gives everybody that chance to go to the inside. It is up to them to get around JP, regardless.
Right. It's not JP's. It's not JP's responsibility to.
But he is going to stay on the inside, so.
Yeah, he's going to stay on the inside. And that might be a good call here because the top side is kind of where you want to be here on restarts. You saw it in the truck race and Xfinity race in real life. Earlier this week, everybody elected the top on restarts. So. That's going to be interesting. We have no tires and a 2-tire stop up front, so we'll see which line gets going better there, and this may give Getty the chance to grab the lead here.
Well,
And if Getty gets the lead, is Ryan going to be able to get back by him? Because it's tough to pass here.
I'm going to tell
Plenty
you,
of room between the
I'll answer
tires.
that question right now. When Hesgard gets to the back end of Getty Buckner, it's going to be over with.
Well, here we go. We're about to find out as the pace car ducks off.
I mean, he's just fast. He puts the time in, though. That's what I'm
He
saying.
does.
I would be able to be as fast as Hesgard if I was able to put the time in. I don't have the time.
And
And
it's actually a really good restart there by JP.
he
And
brought him down slow, too. Oh,
yeah, but he just lost
Izinga
the
all in
off.
the back end of Hesgard, 3
Yeah,
wide.
he is. Dude. It's almost like they're not teammates there for a second. Ryan is gonna get stuck behind JP here coming off corner exit. He might lose 2, 3, maybe even 4 positions here. Unless he can get up.
Oh, no, don't do that. Who's in the
Ooh, wow,
01?
that was close.
Cronowit, he's wanting to get up there as well. Like I said, he's been on a move here lately. If he can get up there, he stands a really good shot. Finally, Hesgard decides to follow in behind Larillo.
Now Ryan can finally get up to the top and get around JP, who almost gets into him there. Must have got tight into the corner. But there it is. He lost 3, 4 positions, and he's gonna have to try to make all those positions back up without burning his tires up. So it should be a good little fight seeing them try to get back up to the front. It's been Azinga and Getty Puckner side by side yet again. Lorello is side by side with him now, looking on the top side.
Wow, it did it to me again. I just wanted to point out that JP, that didn't work.
No, and I don't think he really wanted to stay out like that, but I think they kind of forced him to because it pit road closed. But Ryan Hesgard has basically glued himself to the back of James Arello's bumper, and he's just kind of riding there, it looks like. I don't know if he's trying to get by him too much. As I say that, he gets to his outside just a little bit.
Like, Hesgard wants to ride in the middle coming out, and
Yeah, and I
Larillo
think
wants to
that
stay low.
Yeah, and I don't know if he's trying to pinch him off so he doesn't get that run off, or if the little bit lower there has a little bit more grip, which I think the middle groove off has really good grip as he clears Lorello there.
Well, as this race progresses and the rubber gets laid down, these drivers are going to want to try to find some fresh track that hasn't been raced in, especially on the right side tires, just to get that little bit of grip.
Yeah, for sure. This track really allows for searching. And I feel like a lot of the drivers that run dirt series and things like that are gonna excel here, because you're trying to find grip in different places as the run progresses.
That was awful close. I think I almost took Getty Buckner out right there.
Yeah, it was close, but they made it work. 2 really good racers there, and they trust each other. They can get right up on each other's quarter panels without wrecking each other. That's impressive.
I trust everybody. I just don't trust the net code.
Yeah, that's true too. You never know about the net code.
And man, he is really pushing it right there.
Yeah, and I think Ryan Hesgard got the bottom there. Yeah, he's gonna get to his inside, and he's not gonna clear him here. He kind of drove it in a little bit too deep to make that work, but he's gonna be on his quarter panel entering 3, so gets a really good run in there. It's
Hesgard's going to try too.
It's surprising that he can even stick the corner as deep as he drives it in.
Oh, I thought Larillo was going to try to make it 3 wide right there.
Well, they almost are 3 wide. Larillo's going to clear Benazinga there. Wow, that was a really impressive move. Not much room to do it. And who's, probably really excited to see this is Ryan Gamel, who's already pulled a second away from this battle.
As long as they're racing behind him, they're not racing him.
Yeah, and I think that 2-tire stop really helped them. I think being out in clean air here probably is going to make a big difference.
Well, if you're tight and you come in with like 15 or 20 laps on your left side tires, if you take the right side tires only, you will loosen up. And
Yeah.
You
For
know
sure.
what they say at Days and Thunder, loose is fast.
Loose is fast. Edge out of control.
But they are slowly gaining on Gimmel or Kimball.
Yeah, which is impressive seeing that they're side by side gaining. I think if they single filed out, they'd probably catch him pretty quick. But I think as the run goes
Up,
on, those tires
Getty Butner
are
into the
gonna be.
wall. Ising into the back
Yep.
end of him.
Yeah, he hit it pretty hard there, I think. But again, short track racing, it's probably not going to affect him too much here. Benazinga gets passed by his teammate Ryan Hesgard.
He is. I don't know, man. He just so close to Hesgard when he come off. I think Ising is probably going to back out here just a little bit.
Benazinga may have a little bit of a crinkle on his front nose, but I mean so minutely that I can't imagine it makes a difference.
Eric Bruddies. Brundies. He must be a new driver. First time I've seen that name. And he's driving the Pennzoil 94.
Ah, yeah, P6. He's driving all the way up, and he's caught that little pack of cars. And let's see if he starts making a move on these guys. As Ryan Hesgard finally gets around Getty Buckner, it's time for him to try to run down James Lorello, his teammate, who's really fast here in practice and put down a pretty good qualifying time. So, we haven't said much about him this race, but he's looking fast here.
Well, I tell you, the smart thing that happened right there was the fact that JP stayed out and that Kimball, or I'm just gonna call him Gimbal or Gimmel. Yeah, Gimmel. The smartest thing right there was Gimbal taking the right side tires only and JP staying out, which forced Hesgard to be back in that little mix of things.
Yeah, it did. And James Lorello's starting to close that gap down a little bit to 7/10, and wow, he took 3/10 off of him that lap. So they're gonna catch him, but passing him's gonna be a different story. These cars they're tight, so if Gimbal stays up there on the top side, it's gonna be tough for them to pass him.
And James Pandolf went from leading this race all the way back to 15th.
And that's what 7 laps on tires does. It doesn't seem like a lot of time, but a track like this, it really with a rough surface, it kind of does tear up the tires a little bit, and it doesn't feel much different, but the lap times show it significantly. Here we go. James Lorello gets to his outside, and I think that was a bad move for Gimmel to let him to his outside, and yeah, he just gets around him. And here comes Ryan Hesgard right on the back of both of them. Ryan Hesgard's going to get to that quarter panel, which means the 11's not going to be able to come up.
Well, the Gimbal's actually tagged a wall somewhere.
Yeah, he has, and he has quite a bit of right side damage there.
And that wasn't there earlier.
Yeah, no, that is significant right side damage that he has, and
so he's
that's probably tightening the car up even more, which is the last thing he probably.
So he's probably actually done that in the last couple of laps.
And Ryan Hesgard getting almost to the apron on exit, so he must really be liking the way his car's handling to be able to drive on the apron on exit and still get a good run off. So
well,
I'm running a little bit different line than I'm seeing these
never
other
mind.
guys running. And here he goes to the inside of James Lorello, and slide job. He didn't even slide up, he just stuck the bottom and got a run off. So yeah, I mean, he's looks like the class of the field right now, but that was a really good pass.
I was looking to see if I could get the replay, but I don't know what we're going to do with ATVO.
17 of Ben Izinga kind of hit the wall pretty hard again there, and that did definitely give him some right side damage. Now the right side of his car looks the same as Gimmel's. And I feel like by the end of the night, more than half the field is going to have that mark on the right side of their car.
It gets really tight coming off. You think you got it, and just when you think you got it, that outside wall sneaks up on you.
Now we were talking about Ryan, being fast here, but his teammate James Lorello is right there behind him, and he just 3/10 back, and it's not very far between the both of them, but it's significant enough that we'll see if he can pull a gap here.
Well, the top four, 3 of the top 4 is S2R, so.
Hey, S2.
See if we can't jump here in the back. See what's going on with Mr. Chronowit. Like, get ATBO to.
It seems like James Lorello and Ryan Esgard are basically running identical lap times within the 10th, maybe a couple hundredths off. Ryan being a little bit faster, but not a big gap between the two. Still only half a second.
It looks like Bill Edwards is trying everything he can to get around.
And Bill Edwards, you know, we haven't talked about Bill too much this race, but
Brundy.
I believe he started about 14th, and yeah, there he goes. He's almost gonna make it work. Wow, he got really tight into that corner. Good job staying off of him there. He might lose a position to the
Oh,
front
Brundy in the
speed.
wall.
Oh yeah, he did hit the wall. That's gonna give the position to Bill pretty easy there. So
And Matt Lovett
Bill
follows right in behind him. Here comes Getty.
Bill Edwards Bill, he came all the way from 14th and he's up to 5th. So that's an impressive run here.
These drivers are working lap 29 of this fuel run, so they still got a ways to go. So it don't take long to get around this track. It's just a little over 3/4 of a mile as they are starting to come into lap traffic, if I'm
Yeah,
not
they're
mistaken.
just now approaching on lap traffic, and they're running about 24-second lap time. So, you know, it does not take long to get around here. As Nathaniel Pollard is, I mean, he's probably half a track away, so got a good little gap before they start hitting lap traffic.
Let's see, we did 7 laps. Just trying to figure what mark they need to come in at. They need to come in like lap
I would
90.
say right around 90 would be when they could maximally come in, but I see everybody coming in at about, I'd say 70 to 80.
Well, it is turned into a Hesgard show once again, ladies and gentlemen, as he's just about pulled a full second away from Lorillo.
But we know how much that wall can bite you, and you know, strategy. I think strategy for, you know, we've seen with these tires already. Once they get into 60, 70 lap territory, the first guy to pit is gonna he's gonna gain time on these guys, and I would say probably at least a second or two a lap.
Well, Clay Phillips
So
is not out of this race. Even with all that damage, he is still riding back here in the 11th
yeah,
position, and he's trying to make a move right
making a move
now.
on 10th. So you
So
know, he's got quite a bit of front end damage, but I think that car is still working pretty good as he gets 10th. So back in the top 10 for him, you know, that's got to be good. You know, he must feel pretty good to wreck like that and probably think that he was out of the race and be back in the top 10.
Huh. Well, everybody's pretty much single file, so unless somebody makes something really drastic move on another driver, I believe that that's where we'll stay, as Izinga all over the back end of Ryan Gemmel.
Yeah, he is. You know, he is right there, and I'm sure that he's probably a little bit faster here with those 2 more tires, but it's so tough to pass here, and he probably just can't. He doesn't want to try to make the move on the bottom.
I'd ride
So,
right there. I mean, you're not really losing too much time to Lorillo.
I think he gave him a little bit of a shot into the corner there.
Oh.
It gives him another bump. Benazinga's probably getting pretty frustrated here. Feels like he's being slowed down by the 11 car, and he just, you know, it's tough for him to get around.
Yeah, my granddaddy say, either use the pot or get off of it.
Yeah, you know, we've seen that. You know, the tempers flare here. This is, you know, I don't. You can call it a short track, and you can call it not a short track, but the tempers flare like it's a short track. We
It's a
saw
short
it
track.
Sunday, like with Johnny Sauter. So, you know, this is a short track, and tempers flare.
3/4 of a
Makes me
mile or
excited.
less is a short track, bud.
Oh yeah, for sure.
And we're just a tad over 3/4, so I'd still call it a short track.
Oh, it's a short. It behaves like a short track, but it's fast. Is there, you know, they're deep into this run, over 30 laps in, and they're still carrying over 140 mile an hour into the turn. So quick short track. Ryan Hesgard, still, he's within reach still, which is more than what could be said for a lot of this season. Still within a second.
I think he's saving. I think Hesgard's just riding. He gets that 1 second lead out, and once he gets that lead, he usually just. Oh, what is Larillo doing? He just hit the
Uh,
wall hard.
he did hit the wall hard there. We talked about these cars getting tight, and we saw it again as the right side of his car now looks like both Gemmel and Benazinga. Wow, they are side by side. Neither one giving an inch here off the corner. Gemmel actually getting a really good run off the bottom there on the straight. James Laurello starting to edge back around him, and he's gonna get it. And Benazinga's probably pretty happy about that because now he's completely to his outside. And I think Benazinga's gonna make the pass here too.
Rod Falsenau decided he's had enough. He's coming in for his scheduled pit stop. Down and away at 15-second time. So look for him to start gaining some speed out here on the track.
Yeah, and that's a car we should look at and look at the time difference between him on new tires and the other guys is. Hold on, okay. We really have a good battle here for third still. I mean, or basically for second. James Laurello and Benazinga and Gemmel are all right on top of each other.
And all
That
three of those
really
cars.
let Ryan Hesgard pull out a lead because he is over 2.5 seconds.
Well, all three of those cars are damaged, and Matt Lovett doesn't have a scratch on his. And he's like, man, guys, I done caught you. Get out of my way.
Yeah, and well, that's not gonna happen. Nobody's gonna let anybody by at this stage in the race.
They're working to try to make a train 4 wide, and 4 wide's not going to work.
Well, it might be able to, but it's most likely not. As Bill Edwards is right on the back of this little gang too.
I don't want to be. Oh, there it is again.
Oh,
Larillo into the wall.
No.
Gimbal in
Hit
the
it
back
hard.
end of Izinga.
Oh.
Izinga into Gimbal. And they're
Wow,
still
they're
bouncing
beating
off
it,
each
dang
other.
it. As we said, short track racing here, and that allows Benazinga to get up into second. Ryan Hesgard is loving this. He almost has 3 seconds on second now, so he is really starting to gap. As Benazinga actually is starting to pull almost a second lead on the gap behind or on him.
And love it. Now he's going to make it 3 wide, as I was
They are
saying.
3 wide coming off the corner, and
I don't want to be
wow.
anywhere near it. 3 or 4 wide here at this track.
Well, we know there's a lot of talent in this group. We saw him bounce off the wall, and everybody stay calm and not hit each other as they reel Benazinga back in. But Bill Edwards, we saw he had really good speed in practice. Didn't qualify the way he wanted, but he is working his way up here, and he seems to me like the fastest car out of that group.
24-second flat for Falsenau, and Hesgard is putting out a 24.3. So not much of a difference between Falsenau and Hesgard right now.
Yeah, well, Hesgard was doing 22 in the 22.9, 22.8 territory at the start of this race, so
yeah,
if that's what he can do on fresh tires, we're gonna see about a 2-second difference of what they're running right now when they get on new tires.
Him and Larillo both running a 22.9 are their fastest laps so far. So.
And Bill Edwards trying to make that move, the bottom work down there. He's doing a really good job. He's coming off well. He's given plenty of room. He's not driving up all the way to the wall. And he's making good runs off the corner. But I think 14 may clear him here. 14's gonna get to the outside of Laurello too. So 14's got a quick car too.
That wall sneaks up on you. Love it.
Yeah, it can.
And he almost found out the hard way. They said we just saw him make a little jing-jang. As it looked like Izinga.
Move there by Bill Edwards to get up to the top and get around Laurello. Laurello is really struggling at this point.
Well, here he
He's showing
goes.
really good speed. Oh, Benzinga, I think he hit the wall again, and here comes Bill Edwards to the inside. I love it. And we've seen it time and time again. They just cannot make the move on the bottom work.
Ooh!
Ooh,
Izinga just
till
keeps
Lovett
hitting the
hit the
wall.
wall. Yeah, Lovett hit it too. And Bill Edwards up into second place. What a move! Yeah, he is definitely. I think if anybody's got anything for Ryan Hesgar right now, it is Bill Edwards because he is really strong on this long run right now.
Lovett ain't touched the wall. That was the 11 of Gimbal hit the wall.
Okay, I saw sparks coming from that area, but Ryan Hesgard, 4.8 second lead now. He is loving it. McDonald's.
I just keep watching this thing here with the Coca-Cola Matt Lovett. If he can ever clear Edwards, Edwards and Izinga, I think he might have a shot at running down Hesgard.
Yeah, but he just, he has to clear the 17 here, which is, 17 gets into the wall hard there. Wow, stacked up the 11 car with him.
Hey,
The
look at
14
this.
is definitely going to get him now. And the 10
Fossenal.
car to his inside. Fossenal.
That's the guy that come
That's
in
fine.
early.
He has those new tires, but I believe he's 2 laps down at the moment. So
Well, he can make if he can drive one of them back, if the yellow flag does happen to come out once he clears Hesgard, he'll be back on the lead lap. So I like his call. I like his strategy. Come in early, race your way back into a position to
right,
get
what he's
back on the
doing,
lead
I
lap.
believe, is giving him a chance to get back into this race, and we're gonna see him try to run back down Ryan Hesgard. As we're already up to lap 64, so I think within 10 to 20 laps we'll start seeing some more green flag pit stops here.
Clay Phillips has moved his way up into the top 5.
Wow, hey, he has really come back here, and James Lorello, unfortunately, just really fallen off after that couple of those tangles with the wall.
It is not your friend.
It is not.
Clay Phillips is going to drive his way up into the 3rd spot here, it looks like, as he is really gaining a lot of speed on the back end of Izinga.
Yeah, he is. He's definitely got some speed here. That damage must not have hurt his motor at all because he's really getting a really good run off the corner here, and you can watch him pull drivers in that backstretch, and he drives it in a little bit deeper too and makes it stick. So took good care of his tires this session as the 5 car Buddy Chamberlain decides to take it down the pits. And that's going to put him, I believe he'll probably be 2 laps down after Ryan Hesgard comes around into entering turn 1.
Well, Hesgar is leading this race, ladies and gentlemen, as we are almost getting ready to cross to the mark of 100 laps to go in this 172 event. So, I believe where did Falsana go? That's who I was looking for. There he is. All right, let's get in board with Falsana and just take a look and see how close he actually is to catching Hesgard. He's not far from him. About a half a turn.
Catch him, but the longer that it takes for him is bad news. Because Ryan Hesgard is going to be pulling in the pits soon, so we'll see. And Ryan Hesgard, one of the only cars without any right side damage.
Imagine that.
Yeah, surprise, surprise. Even Bill Edwards has got a little bit. But Matt Lovett, his car looks pretty clean right now too, so. But Ryan is, he's almost pulling 0.2 lap faster than Bill Edwards at the moment. So when you're out front the entire time like he is, and you can save tires a little bit better because you don't have to fight side by side. You don't have to burn those tires off running a line that isn't optimal. You can just run your line and go and not have to battle or worry about anybody else, and that gives them an advantage. You always want to be first.
We jump back here to Clay Phillips, who did finally make it around Izinga, and he's got the car right now. Really need to see Hesgard. Well, I'm not going to say it. I don't want to jinx the man. But I'd like to see Phillips get up there and at least have a shot at winning this race here tonight.
Yeah, that would be impressive as we come to the 100 to go marker. We got to be getting close to those green flag pit stops. I can't imagine they have too much left in those fuel tanks.
Well, they're only 65 laps in. I believe they can go 80 laps on a fuel run, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, they can. We'll see.
It's not the fuel that's the problem here. It's the tires.
The tire, right? So we'll see. I expect right or I was thinking it's from 70 to 80, but you bring up a good point that they might not come all the way till 90 to 100. So they're probably going to try to one-stop this race if they have the option to at this point. Cause I think it's going to go green flag from here.
Well, they were 7 laps short, so let's see. They may be able to pull it off with if they can get 82 laps in, they can win this race on one stop, or run this race on one stop. But they're gonna have to be able to make 82 laps.
Well, I think the biggest person that doesn't want to see a fuel mileage race is Ryan Hesgard, because he hasn't had too much luck with these fuel mileage races.
Well, when you're wide open and you're not drafting anybody, that's your downfall. And that's what happened to him last week. He just got out front, and then there was no cars around him at all. So he just kept riding, and then Larillo and a couple of other drivers were right there in a pack, and they had to force the check up, and Izinga was right there with Larillo, and they were drafting. So I mean, 2 cars is a lot faster than 1, and they use less gas.
Yeah, it does, but I don't think that the draft is going to make any difference here.
No.
Just because, and Ryan Hesgard makes it, he's trying to get around
Butner in for his scheduled pit stop. So
Buckner, yeah. And I think that's going to bring some guys down. I think it's going to change. It's going to change a couple of people's pit strategy here.
Well, Butler's thinking 40, 70, and 70 is 140, so he's going to have to try to make it definitely 2 stops for Butner.
Yeah, I don't think you can make it to the end from this point.
You got to make it to lap 85 and be able to run 85 laps if you're going to make it on 1 fuel stop. Of course, that was 79. Butner may be able to do it. It's going to be really close. Like I said, it's not going to be fuel. The fuel's not the problem. It's the tires. How long do you want to stay out on them old tires? That's the question. Phillips moved his way up into the 2nd position as Edwards is trying to take it away from him or hold him off.
Yeah, Clay Phillips really showing speed on the later part of this run here. Taking care of his stuff.
So, my man has actually got a shot at winning, or at least a shot at finishing in a decent position here, which is exactly what he needs, as Hesgard is now moving into some lap traffic. And, of course, some of these guys have just come out of the pits, like Getty Butner here, and Fossenal's been out and finally made it around Hesgard. So, not going to be able to get around them with fresh tires, Hesgard. But looks like Getty Butner is going to have his hands full with Fossenal. and he didn't make no time to get around him. So we jump back up front.
Oh, whoa! I think Ryan Hesgard may have got the wall a little bit. Oh, never mind. My internet is definitely jumping around pretty badly here. I'm not sure what's going on.
Nah, he looks good.
Yeah, he's good now. He popped up on my screen for a second with a ton of right side
Love it.
damage.
Love it coming down pit road.
Love it. Yep. And I think that's the driver right there that's gonna pull everybody in. I
Izinga, Larillo.
Yep.
So
I figured as
Hesgard.
soon as somebody up
Hesgard's
front,
coming down.
Hesgard coming in, which is smart because the one thing that would be able to get him here would be him staying out for 2 or 3 laps and allowing these guys to reel back in a couple of seconds on him.
Well, Phillips got his lap led, so he's good to go on that.
Yep. Definitely wouldn't have thought that, 60, 70 laps ago that he would be saying that.
King down pit road. Phillips coming down pit road. So green flag pits. Williams coming down. Green flag pit stops have cycled. Well, it's starting to cycle now as Mike Lemon takes the lead
Mike
over.
Lemon is your new leader. And I'm not sure if he's pit yet. I don't
He
think
hasn't.
he has.
He hasn't. Hillman Short, Eric Brundy, Dustin Jones, Harris
And it may
Chandler.
not hurt if you're that far back to,
The good news is
all the
you
way
can.
back to Gary Cronwall,
JP
now James Landoff.
JP is in 7th position, and he has 87 laps, so you can do it. People that are stopping now can make it on one run, as JP has 87 laps on his tires and fuel, because he did not stop the first time.
Right. Now I do want to point this out. Now, if you look at the
wow.
Michael Lemon just hit the tire barrier.
Yes, he did.
Oh no, and that really just
Totaled his car.
destroyed his front end.
And his car didn't have
His
no
car
damage.
didn't have a scratch on it. That is really unfortunate.
Let's see, here it is, ladies and gentlemen, as he's carrying too much speed coming into this turn to even try to make it down pit road. And then he starts gearing down, and he just overshoots pit road. Wow.
Yeah, he should have just kind of waved it off. He was just way too far out there for it to make the corner. That is really unfortunate for him.
He didn't take no damage to fix it either. So
Well, we saw with Clay Phillips that I guess, but I think Clay Phillips fixed his damage. So.
Well, Dustin Jones has decided to stay out. Harrison Chandler.
Dustin Jones gonna go ahead and get himself a lap lead. Bill Edwards gets to his inside, gets back on the lead lap there. Now caution right now could stick a lot of guys a lap down here that aren't really running a lap down, but on fuel strategy could put them a lap down.
Well, I believe the top 7 drivers, as of right now, 8 drivers are still on the lead lap.
Right, now we only have 8 drivers on the lead lap. Clay Phillips that we were talking about running second, is 9th right now, a lap down. So quite a few guys that were running up front don't have their lap back yet, as Clay Phillips gets his lap back, as well as James Larillo. And I expect James Larillo to be pretty quick here for the early part of this run, as we saw as he was last time.
It looks like Chandler and Jones are electing to stay out just as long as they can.
Yeah, they're really hoping for a caution here.
They are.
And a caution would really, that would just completely change their race, because everybody behind them is gonna go in and take tires too, because it just wouldn't make sense for them to stay out on old tires, 10, 15 lap old tires. So that would be really good for them, but I just don't see that strategy working. But I have respect for trying something to get up front and give them a chance, because at this point, they didn't really have much, being 20 seconds behind.
I want you to look at the timing screen. Chandler is 5 seconds behind Jones. Hesgard is 9 seconds
9
behind.
seconds.
But
Yeah.
what's the closing gap between Hesgard and Chandler?
I assume it's probably right around 2 seconds a lap at the rate that Hesgard's running. Yeah, about a second.
And see, Chandler is still out there on 88 laps on his tires as well. So he's the
Yeah,
one. He didn't come down pit road at the beginning either.
That's impressive.
Oh yeah, he did. He did.
He came down that first time.
But still, out there 88 laps,
And Ryan, look at that. Ryan just
right on the
reeled
back
him
end
in,
of him.
and he just drives around him. I mean, that's what happens.
Now, in about 6 seconds, he's going to catch the back end of Dustin Jones. And that's when
Yep.
Jones is going to have to say, man, I done stayed out here too long. I'm going to actually get
Come
put a
on down.
lap down. So now I'll be 3 laps down by the time I get done getting my fuel service.
Yeah. And he's just running him down.
And let's
54 behind him, Andrew Short, who's trying to go and lap himself as he ran really late on a fuel strategy too.
now what you don't need to have is the 54 and the 10 or anybody in front of Hesgard. Yeah, get in front of you.
Yeah, and really, I think the last thing Ryan wants to see here is a caution, because he does have a massive lead once the fuel cycles work their way out. But we do have a good battle for what would be 5th right now between Bill Edwards, Getty Buckner, and Ben Izinga. And Ben Izinga just threw a huge slide job on Getty Buckner as he drives it back under him. Getty Buckner on the inside, but Ben Izinga works it back around him on that top side, gets that run off, and clears him. Getty Buckner, he came down probably 10 laps before everybody else, so his tires are definitely more worn than most of these guys.
And I believe he's going to be the one that has to come down one more time.
Yeah, he might have
Short
to.
of a
He
caution.
probably would.
Short of a caution, I believe he'll have to come down one more time.
I think that's kind of what Getty's hoping for right now, a caution. As Ryan Hesgard is only 2 seconds behind Dustin Jones now. Dustin Jones, I do got to give him credit for being able to stick out there that long and not just get freight trained. Ryan's he's catching him at a good rate, but he's not getting over speed.
1 second, 1 second a lap is 24.4 is Dustin Jones' last lap, 23.5 is Hesgard's last lap, so almost a full second.
Right, and that's impressive for a guy that hasn't seen the pits in over 90 laps.
Just think what he could do if he could get
If he had
a
some
yellow.
fresh ones.
Yeah. Oh no.
Is he? Oh, he got into the. I
No,
don't know if he got
he
into
didn't
the
get
wall
in there, but he sure did back out of it in a hurry.
Yeah, I think he was trying to let Ryan Hesgard by on the bottom. And there's a couple of bumps there right above that second seam that'll just push you towards the wall. And he did a good job getting out of it before he got into the wall and really ended his race. Dustin Jones falls back to, he's only second at this point still. If the caution came out, it's still, oh, he went down, never mind. Matt Lovett into second. Who did really well on that pit cycle. Only, he's only 4.5 seconds back compared to where I believe he was almost 6 seconds back before the cycle. So
Right.
I think he cycled really well there. But we'll see.
Well, Hesgard's also been stuck in traffic.
Yeah, he has, and that last lap, Lovett actually made some ground on him, so. Mostly single file throughout the field right now. Looks like James Arello's trying to set up Ryan Gilmore for a pass.
Clay Phillips slowly working the back end of Izinga as he finally makes it around Getty Buckner as well.
Oh,
Izinga again in the wall. I mean, he just loves the wall here tonight. That's going to put Clay Phillips into the 4th position. Giving
Yeah,
him a
Mike
solid shot at
still
having
hasn't
a.
cleared him yet. There he goes. Went ahead and cleared him.
Going to give him a
Got
solid
his zinger
shot
back to the outside though.
at coming home with a decent finish here tonight.
I think no matter how this plays out at this point, he's definitely secured himself a much, much better finish than we expected.
Now the question is, does Lovett have anything for Hesgard? Is that gap closing or not?
You know, it's fluctuating about a tenth a lap. Ryan will gain a tenth, and then Levitt will gain a tenth the next lap. But 4.5 seconds back, Levitt's gonna have to do a lot more than just
Or 10th?
gain a tenth and lose a tenth a lap. So
I see smoke. I don't know where it was from. Oh, Pandolf.
oh,
What
Pandolf into
happened
the
to
wall.
Pandolf?
I think he blew up. That is definitely engine smoke there. As he tries to bring it back down to the pits. I wonder if they'll throw a caution here. Yeah, Pandolf got tight. No, he didn't get tight. Pandolf just turned left.
What in the world?
I almost wonder if his screen went black or something like that because his wheel just locked to left and he went into the wall.
All right, let's see what's happening with Pandolf.
That's really unfortunate.
Just broke loose on him.
Did it? I don't think he got loose. It's just.
Well, it looked that way to me.
It looked like an equipment failure to me.
Let's see if we get in car with him. Let's see if when the tire starts to turn really right, if he's back to the left or if he's still just turning.
He's turning left. I mean, he just kept turning left.
Right here. Yeah.
He's never stopped turning left.
That was definitely probably a black screen.
Yeah, I mean, he just probably had no idea where to go.
Let's pull him in and see if he wants to talk about that.
That's unfortunate.
Let me go live too while we're at it.
We're not live.
Hey JP, this is David up in the booth. You got a copy?
Yes, sir, I do.
Buddy, what happened? Did you black screen or something?
No, I was in the middle of 1 or 2, and my steering wheel just stayed to the left, trying to straighten out to the straightaway, but for some reason it just stayed to the left and put me into the inside wall. I had no control at all over that.
Well, we thought it was something like that. It had equipment failure or something up here in the booth. Sorry about your night. You did a really good job at staying out, though, getting some points led, running the top 10 all night. Get you some shout-outs in, man, while we got you.
I just want to say thank you to my teammates, helping me prepare each and every week for these races. Thank you to you guys in the booth for putting this on for the fans out there. Thank you for everybody that participates in this league. Without them, this league wouldn't be what it is today. And I'm looking forward to Chicagoland in 2 weeks.
All right, 2 weeks, right?
Yes, sir. We're off next week.
Bad Luck Racing?
Yes.
All right, good luck tonight.
Thank you.
Fitting name.
Yeah, I know. I need to join their damn team, don't I?
Yeah, you probably should. Is Ryan Hesgard he's trying to put Mike Lemon in a lap down here, and I think he's probably gonna pull it off. But Mike Lemon's not laying down.
Wouldn't lay down for him either.
And Matt lost over a second, and while we were talking to JP there. And this is what Matt needs. He's going to need Ryan Hesgard to get in some bad traffic here. Really slow him down.
Well, he's got Kronowitz not going to roll over for him either.
He's working on another SGK Racing member.
That's Kronowitz.
Yes, SGK Racing member.
You know, if Kronowitz slams on the brakes, Lemon hits him in the rear, tags both front and rear of Hesgard.
Yeah, we don't do that to Hesgard.
I don't know what happened, man. But I got $5 from Welborn.
I don't know. Maybe if Getty was in second, they might try that. But Getty's out of the top 5 at the moment.
Uh,
And Ryan Hesgard goes ahead and puts him a lap down as well.
he didn't waste no time in doing so.
No, he doesn't. His next target is, I believe, another SGK member, Andrew Short.
62 laps to go this time by, ladies and gentlemen. This race is slowly coming to an end. We have had one yellow for 3 laps. The track temperature is 86 degrees. Outside temperature is 66. 2-mile-an-hour winds out of the north.
Yep, track really hasn't cooled down as much as I figured it would, and it's cooled down a degree or two, and then probably warm back up because of the.
And I thought we were going to
down.
be under the lights. I wonder
No,
what happened.
I think the trucks were gonna run, or supposed to run under,
The lights.
go under the lights at some point.
Okay. Well, it was just awful dark in practice is the reason I thought that we were going to be racing.
Yeah, it was
at
really
night.
cloudy in practice, which probably threw off quite a few of these drivers that haven't practiced this week and seen different track conditions. And I think that's probably a big reason that Ryan's, he wasn't the fastest guy in practice, but we're seeing that in these different track conditions, a little bit warmer, he's just absolutely putting a whooping on the field, over 6 seconds on second now. So Lovett is really losing time now as Ryan just keeps working it.
About a half of the straightaway from the back end of this car right here, Andrew Short, Hesgard, is on the move.
Yep, and Ryan's working on Dustin Jones here now, who, elected to stay out for a really long time. And Dustin Jones is about to go 2 laps down. That's unfortunate.
Well, he did stay out.
He played his strategy, and it just didn't work out for him.
It ain't over yet.
We have a pretty good battle here between Ryan Gimmel and Benazinga here for the 5th position.
Yeah, I've been looking at it on the
Side by
timing
side.
screen. They keep bouncing them back and forth.
Oh, they touch. They make contact. Gimmel pushes him up the track.
Well, if they didn't, they sure was. Now they touch.
Oh, now.
And there's your yellow.
Big crash, backstretch. Gimmel.
Azinga had enough.
Gimmel, Huizinga, and James Orello really close there. This is gonna make it interesting. Now, I don't think Huizinga, Huizinga just kind of held his line there, and Gimmel just kept going up.
All right, let's see. There's the first contact.
I don't know. Ben was really far off the wall.
He didn't go up the track's what it was.
No,
He did not have to go up the track either. He let him know. That's not a bad move on Azinga's part. I'd have done it. I'd have done it too.
Huizinga was probably a little upset getting that door into the corner, so he said, "You know what? I'm gonna keep you down here on the bottom. You're not gonna come up."
Yep.
And Ryan Gimmel
Decided
to come up, so that's probably gonna end his race. He hit the wall hard.
Well, you know what this does, right? This gives Lovett a heck of a chance at winning this race here tonight, as Lovett and Hesgard are down pit road to make their stops.
It gives them a much better chance, but with the pure speed we've seen from Ryan Hesgard.
And we got Phillips there as well. So Phillips in the top 4 as they come down pit road.
Bill Edwards running 3rd. I think he could be one to watch because he's been really good on these long runs. Has a good stop.
Hesgard down and away. Lemon stays out. I don't know if that's a smart call. 40 laps on your tires.
Probably not a great idea.
Okay,
Lap
off
12
pit
maybe.
road, Matt Lovett, followed by Bill Edwards, Clay Phillips, Larillo,
Yeah, here comes Lemon's coming
and
in.
Brundies, followed by, I think it's still on pit road.
Yeah, well, Ben,
there he comes.
he definitely got some damage in that.
Oh,
so
he's coming
probably
down pit
trying to-
road again.
Yeah, it sounded like he might get an EOL, so, if he If he's getting an EOL, he might as well go down there, get all the damage repaired.
I wouldn't have gave him the EOL for that. It was the other driver's fault for coming up on him.
I would agree with that.
Sorry, but you just because I'm here and you decide to come across my nose, not my problem. Now he did hold him down in race control's defense, but he doesn't have to give him that room.
Yeah,
So,
I mean, it's definitely race control discretion here, and I know that's just hard racing. You can't. I don't really blame it on either one of them. They both racing hard, and hey, that's what happens sometimes. Nobody gave an inch.
and then in that case, nobody should got the EOL. So racing
Yeah,
incident.
Benazinga did get an EOL penalty there.
And I don't agree with that call. But that's just me, and I'm a broadcaster. I don't. I sit. I can sit in our armchair it all night long. That's what I get paid to do.
Well, you know, there's only being 12 cars on the lead lap.
Oh, tail end of the longest line makes a big difference, especially if
Yeah.
you're on the lead lap. And Izinga is still on the lead lap.
And he will have to pass that car again, so there may be a little bit of.
Yeah, if he can pass that car again, he took quite a bit of damage, but so did the other car.
Right. So.
Who was that he was racing against?
That was the 11 car of.
Gimmel.
Second, Ryan Gemmel.
Yeah,
Yes.
Gimmel. And they've been racing hard all night tonight.
Yeah, they have. Everybody's been racing pretty hard, and that whole group, it was honestly a matter of time before something happened.
Well, if I'm seeing this correctly, Getty Butner and Dustin Jones and somebody else just got their lap back.
Yeah, they stayed out and went for the wave around, which is.
And it looks like Hesgard is electing to take the outside on the restart this time by.
Yeah, I think that's probably a good move. I like the outside here. It's as we talked about, it's hard to pass on the inside. So if they're side by side into the corner, and Ryan can't clear him, it's going to be tough for him to get around him. But we'll see how this ends up working out. As you know, we got everybody stacked back up. This brings a lot of drivers back into contention to have a shot at this race.
Pace car's in.
Green, green, green.
Get the green. Ryan drops the hammer.
Love it. Don't let him get away.
Well clear before they got into turn 1. But Lovett gets a huge run at the center of that turn. Gets right back up to his bumper.
We might have us a race here. I know we're going to have a race between Edwards and Phillips.
Yeah, we're going to have a good race.
Larillo's right there as well. You know,
they're single file. You know, they're being really really passive here, to be honest with you.
but yeah, with less than 40 to go.
Lovett's really trying to look to the inside here of Ryan, but he just can't get close enough to do it.
You know, and Gimbel, after everything is said and done, he's still in the top 7.
Right. Yeah, that's.
But look who's right behind him.
Just doesn't exist. Yeah, Benazinga. That might be something to pay attention to once they get up to each other.
Yeah.
Because I'm going to assume Gimmel probably thinks he just got turned in the straightaway, and Benazinga probably feels wronged for being put to the back. So.
It didn't take him long to get around some of them cars, so.
No, it didn't.
Jump back up front as
Ryan
Lovett is
Hesgard,
still not pulling away.
Right. Hesgard, you know, he hasn't got that gap that he's pulled these other times, so Lovett's staying right there on his bumper, which is gonna make it tough for him. He can't run the line.
And there he goes.
He can't save tires. He can't.
He's to the inside of him.
To his inside. Ryan will pinch him off here. He isn't.
Run him up the track.
Yep.
And give it to Hesgard that lap.
Hesgard still leads that one. Hesgard, he's just gonna make it work on the top there. Lovett's gonna have to try something
Different.
to clear him. Yeah.
I know
I
what
think the
I'd
only way
try.
Lovett gets around him here is to basically dive bomb 1 and slide job and hope that he
He
doesn't get
clears.
cleared
Yeah.
3 and 4. So that's about the only thing he can do. As Ryan runs all the way down there in the bottom, he's gonna have to get down.
Well, there's one other thing he can do. He can transfer a little bit of red and gold paint over to that black car.
Well, he's gonna have to do something because it looks like Ryan's about to start heating up here. He's kind of pulled 2 tenths here, so a little bit of a gap. Not a huge one, but you know, we've seen that.
We've seen this
that
race
as the
before.
tires go on, Ryan has a whole nother realm after 10 laps that most people just can't.
All right, here's
just
your battle.
cannot.
Let's
Yep,
see
here we
how it
go.
goes.
Side by side.
And Zinga decides to back out of it.
Yep. Zinker probably trying to play this patiently here and not wreck himself. Because, you know, it is a new driver that he's not familiar with, so he doesn't know him, he doesn't know how he races, you know.
And, you know, in the new driver's defense, I think it's been in the wall like 5 or 6 times tonight.
Yeah, so is, yeah. Well, so is the 11 car too, I think, so everybody's getting a little bit of that wall tonight as Inga to his inside.
Oh!
He doors him up the track. A little bit of payback there.
Yeah. Accidentally on purpose.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
That's what I'm going to call it anyway. Accidentally on purpose. I'm sure that the radio chat is not saying that. As, look, we got inside again by Lovett to the inside of Hesgard.
Yeah, just staying right there with him. I was, hey.
And, you know, if Gimbal gets the opportunity to pay Azinga back,
I don't think Gimble's going to get back to him.
what's the gap between them? Half a second? Yeah, he's losing some time to him, but still.
2 leaders here really putting on a show. With less than 30 laps to go here.
Clay Phillips still makes it into the top 5, ladies and gentlemen. Larillo is 4th, Bill Edwards 3rd, Matt Lovett 2nd, and your leader is Ryan Hesgard. That's going to be our top 5 as we come to less than 30 laps to go in this race.
What Matt's doing here is he's pushing hard enough to be on the bumper enough for Ryan not to be able to save tires and keep the lead. He doesn't have that gap to rely on anymore where he can just save. He has to push enough to stay in the lead, but save tires at the same time.
He's playing peekaboo with him.
And maybe Ryan's running 3/4 throttle.
Maybe. He might be a little gun shy on fuel.
He's probably a little. Yeah, they should have plenty of fuel here. Not even to be talked about. But Ryan, after last week, he's probably a little bit worried, just in case anyway.
Well, yeah, a rock come up.
That NASCAR or the iRacing.
You know, that'd be something they add that into iRacing. A rock come up and puncture the fuel tank. You know, random stuff like that.
That would be interesting, but I think that's something that the simulator actually has over the real world, where you don't have freak incidents really take you out besides hardware malfunctions like we saw with James Randolph, and that's kind of our freak malfunctions.
Now in NASCAR 2003, they did have freak stuff to happen to you. I don't remember exactly what it was, but you had random breakdowns. That really messed a lot of people up when they added that patch in for the random breakdowns with NASCAR 2003.
A good battle here for third. The 2 teammates between Bill Edwards and James Larillo side by side into this turn here. James Larillo's gonna clear him, but Bill Edwards is gonna go back down to his inside and make a move on the bottom into turn 3.
And they also had it to where you could tear a gear out. You could tear second gear out, force you to either start from first to third and stuff like that. I mean, they did a really good job with that. And I'd like to see some of that implemented here inside of iRacing. I'd like to also see tires being able to be cut down after contact with another driver, like we've seen here with that Izinga incident right there. I'd like to see one of them drivers after like 7 or 8 laps, tire go down. Something like that should be implemented inside of iRacing to make the realism just a little bit better. As Cronowit is being passed for a second time by Hesgard on this run.
Yeah, that's got to be demoralizing. Just really, just kind of getting beat up here. Cronowit, he had a shot at this race at one point, I think, but after he got into that wall, the tire barrier, or I guess that was a water barrier.
No, that was Lemon.
Was
Lemon
that
in the
Lemon? I
tire.
couldn't
Yeah.
tell. They both have front end damage and are running.
But Cronowit
facing
did get into the wall hard, but Lemon did hit the tire barrier.
That's right. Hey, we can't say enough about Matt here. He is right on the bumper of Ryan Hesgard, and there's not been very many drivers this year that could say that.
Well, he's not letting him run away with the race after this thing restarted. And guess who's back out on the track? JP.
Hey, James. James Fandolf is back. He's back, ladies and gentlemen. He's definitely not in contention for
Anything other than.
But he can. I think he can get one more position here. He's probably gonna ride around the bottom to try to get for about 10 more laps to try to pass Nathaniel Pollard. I'm gonna guess, and then he's probably gonna go ahead and park it.
He don't even have a chance for the modified award.
No, he still has the front end, which is also weird after that hit.
And we've been discussing running I believe it's going to be a K&N or Indy series. I think that was our final decisions that we've got to. Registering to play in that series, sponsoring it with some open setups racing.
That sounds pretty fun.
Have you seen the announcement?
Yeah, I think I commented on it. Hopefully, I'd like to see super late models implemented. K&N too. The Winter Series, I won quite a few of the K&N races in the short track series. Just anything short track racing, I'm 100% down for.
But it'd be a change. I don't think I'm going to get to do it. I think my racing days are over at the end of this season. But even my broadcasting is going to be over at the end of this season. We just can't afford it with the medical bills that we got.
That's unfortunate.
And I'm already paid up till October, so I think I'm going to get one more month. Somebody's promised me for all the broadcasting that I've done 1 month to finish out the season, and then I'm done.
It won't be the same without David Wellborn in the booth. I'll tell you that right now.
Well, if I could afford it, or if somebody would step up for the broadcasting, I wouldn't mind doing it. I love broadcasting, but I just can't.
Put it this way, David. We'll take care of you, man.
I can't afford.
The S2R team will take care of you. Don't worry.
I'll let you know. Just right now, as of right now, we're over 70,000 in doctor bills, and she's still not out of the woods yet. She still may end up losing her foot.
Well, we're praying for your family, man, 100%. So.
But
here we go. Ryan Hesgard trying to pull he's starting to pull that lead here. He's got half a second on him now. But
well, it just seems like once you get to that, they got 32 laps on this stint. So
yeah, and they're right around 12 laps left in the race, but Matt, he just can't hang with him anymore. It doesn't seem like, unless
he burn it up,
catches the wall, or yeah. And Ryan can do that to guys. He can just hold a pace that's it's so fast but still safe. There's few drivers like that just they can not burn their stuff up but run as fast as most people can, running 110%.
And I just turned 49 this week, so yay!
Well, it's better than 50, right?
I don't know. I got to ask my wife about that. I joke with her all the time. I told her she was going to beat me to 50, and she did. Her birthday was 2 days after she went into the hospital. April the 22nd. So, yeah. Not a fun birthday for her.
I can imagine.
But
Yeah.
Hesgard is going to bring this thing home short of Falsenal Falsenal slamming on the brakes here and taking Hesgard out.
Yep. He just needs. Ryan just needs no caution at this point. The last thing he wants to see is a caution.
Yeah, I don't think I'd want to see a caution either.
And you definitely can't blame him for not wanting to see a caution here.
You know, as we're looking at it, Hesgard, Lovett, Larillo, Edwards, Phillips, top five, Izinga, and then Gimmel and Brundy's are doing some battling back here. It looks like as Brundy's is catching the back end of Izinga.
Yeah, he
Who
is.
is that back here? It's short in Gimbal now. Gimbal seems to be falling back pretty quick.
Yeah, Gemmel's probably. He's probably lost his tires at this point.
And the front end's all caved in
Right.
from hitting the outside wall, getting turned up into it.
And
Oh,
here's Clay Phillips right on the back of Bill Edwards.
if we're going to get a wreck, it's probably going to be right here amongst these drivers as they are coming up on Falsenal. Falsenal decides to pull out of the way, so we ain't going to get no wreck now.
I don't see Bill. I don't see Bill and James getting into each other here.
No, I was just...
Clay Phillips might, mix it up a little bit, and it's nothing about Clay Phillips.
No, I was just thinking that if Falsenal was going to stay in the way, as we got 5 laps to go, ladies and gentlemen. We'll jump back up here with our fearless leader, Ryan Hesgard, as we watch this race play out. With 4 laps to go.
Pretty much a second here on Matt. And Matt's starting to lose time to James Norello and Bill Edwards. With only 3 laps to go, coming to 2.
I am live, yeah, I'm live. Hesgard run an awesome race here tonight. Kind of redemption from last week. And ladies and gentlemen, we will be off for a week next week. Our next race is actually going to be Chicagoland. 117 laps on July the 2nd.
Ryan has got 2 more. This is the last lap that he needs for no yellow to come out.
And next broadcast is going to be at Iowa tomorrow night, ladies and gentlemen.
Yep, for the Truck Series. We wish David Wellborn good luck.
Yeah. I'll be lucky if I can make a lap.
Ryan Hesgard sees a flag that he wants to see, but there's one more he wants to see. Here we go. Half a lap left, 2 turns over a second lead on Matt. All he's got to do is just kind of take it easy in there.
Just don't run out of gas, Hesgard.
Turn 4, Ryan Hesgard is your winner. Congratulations, Ryan Hesgard, for a win. Matt Levitt second, James Morello third, Bill Edwards fourth, Clay Phillips coming back after a wreck early in the race and finishing top 5. That would have really impressive there. Ben Azinga, Ed Brundies, Andrew Short, Ryan Gemmel, and Mike Lemon round out the top 10.
So I am looking for our Larillo. I still love doing that.
I'm sure Lorello loves it too.
Mr. Larillo, you got a copy, my man.
I got you, man.
Started 4th, finished 3rd, had a shot at it. Walk us through it.
Yeah, I'll take it. I think I had something for Ryan there, but early in the race, I got caught in the wall coming off 2, and once you lost track position, it was really hard to get around people. So after that, I needed that caution to come out, and thankfully I was able to work my way up from 6th on that restart and get back to 3rd. But wish I would have had something a little bit more, but I'll take the top 3.
I had to jump off of you for a second and get a shot of Hesgard doing his little spin out. But yeah, all in all, not too bad for you tonight. You stand a good shot now that you're locked into the championship. When it gets down to it, you may end up having to put that bumper to Hesgard when you get down in these playoffs, bud.
Yep, playoff time. I'm glad I'm locked in now. The pressure's off, and when it comes that time, we'll just have to see what happens.
Well, Spencer, you got anything for him?
I don't know, man. It was a really good race, really good job by the entire S2R team. See a bunch of you guys up there in the top 5. So good job, you and Bill Edwards. Both racing really hard there for 3rd. It was good racing. I'm happy you guys didn't wreck each other. That would have been unfortunate, but good job, man. Really proud of you.
I appreciate it. All the S2R guys were fast tonight, so I'm glad we were able to put on a show.
For sure.
Alrighty, Mr. Did you get your shout outs in?
Yeah, just
Okay.
thanks to you guys for doing the broadcast. I appreciate it. And we'll see you in a couple weeks.
Alrighty, brother. Have a good night.
All right. See you, James.
I've lost there. I just had a brain fart totally. Well, he just
Sorry,
jumped
I
it.
took care of it.
Okay. Matt Lovett. Matt Lovett, where is he? I seen him.
All right, Matt Lovett. Yeah, I'm not sure who he races for actually.
I think he's down here all by himself. Yeah, he is in Soda Racing.
All by his lonely. Yep.
Matt Lovett, you got a copy, my man? Matt Lovett.
Yes, sir. What's going on?
You started this race 14th, finished 2nd, almost had a shot there at the end. Walk us through that last little bit.
Just burnt the tires up.
That's what I thought.
And it's unfortunate. After we kept trying to pass them because I knew I had to do it early, and then burned them up, almost hit the wall. Couldn't get back in the rhythm. It was late, and at that point, I was just trying to stay away from 3rd. It's unfortunate, It's unfortunate. Finally get up there and couldn't do it.
Well, I mean, since 2nd is nothing to sneeze at, especially considering that you're locked in. And, Hesgard, he is the man to beat here in this series. So
Yeah.
it's just so much work that he puts into it. You can't fault him for that. So, all in all, you had a 14 start. You come home, you run the whole race. Your car looks immaculate. You're in 2nd. All in all, it's going to be a great point sight for you as you go in to these Chicagoland. Any thoughts and concerns going into Chicagoland in 2 weeks?
Well, here's my theory. 3rd place last week, 2nd place. You got to win next in 2 weeks, right?
Well,
Got to do it.
You can, but I'm going to tell you how you got to do it, and nobody listens to me.
Yeah, I can't do it, man.
Okay. Okay. All right.
Gotta be right.
All right.
Yeah, that's a very tall order to do. He's so daggone consistent. It's scary.
The problem
scary.
with wrecking him is that you can't catch him to wreck him, so you got to wait till he catches you and hit the brakes.
When I was beside him, I thought we were going to wreck for a second. I think I almost hit him if I didn't hit him. But I was trying to get that one lap lead, and I don't think I got it. It was very close.
I'll tell you real quick. I can just bring up the final results real quick, but I don't think you did either. Unofficial results. Next row.
You guys raced
Nope.
each other really
You
clean.
sure didn't.
Daggone. So it must have been very close.
It was really close. Shout outs, man. Get them in, get them out.
Teammate, Buddy Chamberlain, as always, you guys for everything you could do, especially with the problems you're going through right now. Hopefully everything's working out for you guys, and Godspeed, man.
Well, Mr. Lovett, you had a great night. Congratulations on your 2nd place finish. We look forward to seeing you here in 2 weeks.
Appreciate it, buddy. Take it easy, man.
Yes, sir.
As we bring in the winner here,
You do that.
Ryan Hesgard. Ryan Hesgard, you got a copy?
Yeah, man, go ahead.
Oh man, that was a really good race, man. You just pretty much got the field for most of it until that late race caution. You and Matt there, you guys were close for a while, and it just seemed like you you saved your stuff a little bit better. Take us through those 60 laps almost.
Oh man, I don't think I've ever um, there for I don't know those first 15 laps or so, and all I could see was his windshield in my mirror. I started watching it, and I started, I couldn't find that rhythm that I knew I needed to find, so I just hit one of my hotkeys on my wheel, and it turns my mirror off. Just hit your mark, man. That's all you got to do.
Yeah.
And I watched the relative, and I just, I would mess up one lap, but he would do the same, and he made me earn it, man. I knew if once those tires wore off, I think I knew I had the advantage just because I pride myself in consistency. So, um, one of my biggest strengths in iRacing is rolling the center. And I think that that helps me save tires and everything and hit my marks. So I had to go in the experience bag there. Hell of a job from Matt, man. He raced me clean and he raced me hard.
Yeah, it was really good racing between you two up there. We saw in the back, almost the same type of racing that could end a little bit differently. So you guys staying out of each other, car got really tight, I'm gonna assume. So trying to get under each other and make those moves were, a really good job between you two. And
Uh, the track kind of swung a little bit there at the beginning. It was on the fresh track. It was a little tighter than I anticipated, and then during that mid run, the car felt fantastic. I mean, I wasn't sliding the right front into the corner or anything like that. It was rotating perfect. So I kind of got a tunnel vision there in the middle of the race. We had that. What we have 100 and some odd lap run there.
yeah, so
I just focused, and that's one thing I can kind of pride myself on here. So overall, very gratifying after last week. That's for sure.
Well, awesome job here tonight, Hesgard. You started on the pole. You get another win. Didn't run out of gas.
I told you we had those new fuel lines in. So
Well, yeah, you gotta go. You gotta go back to Lorillo and tell him they don't work. But
I need you to put them in my cup
I'll have
car
to give
too.
him a raise now.
oh, is that what it is? Well, anyway, congratulations on your win. Gonna pad that little point standing going into the playoffs. Shout outs. Get them in, get them out.
Hey man, thank you to you guys for what you do week in and week out, and not only you, the entire broadcast team, and those that step in. I know we had Harrison step in last night. He did a fantastic job. I would like to see him back. I mean, I thought his broadcast was top notch. So big thank you to the broadcasters. I got to thank the DRL admins as a whole. The amount of BS we put them through every week in and week out. They deal with a lot. So thank you to them. I got to give a shout out to Matt. Man, there's only been a couple races where I've actually had to work. I mean, extremely hard. Racing Wade is one of them. Racing my teammates is we had a fantastic finish last year at Charlotte. And this was one of those times where I had to use everything I had experience-wise to pull the victory out. So shout out to him. Big thank you to SGK Racing for the sessions and the practice they throw on and allow us to come in and run with them. And last but not least, shout out to my teammates. Tom did a hell of a job last night. So we're going to work with those truck boys, see if we can get them clicking here by the end of the year. Most of those guys are newer to the league and newer to racing. So we'll get her there. Without the teammates, man, it's not fun at all if you're racing by yourself. So big thank you to everybody I just mentioned.
Yeah, man. Good job.
Well, we'll look forward to seeing you back here at Chicagoland in 2 weeks, Hesgard. Good luck.
Thanks, guys.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, that's just about going to conclude our broadcast as we pop up the unofficial results again. Hesgard got 130 of the 172 laps led here tonight. Lovett was
That's
second.
impressive.
James Plurillo third. Edwards fourth. Phillips fifth. Way to go, Phillips. Izinga sixth. Eric Brundy's seventh. Andrew Short 8th, Ryan Gimble 9th, Mike Lemon rounds out the top 10.
Yeah, as Dustin Jones is in 11th. Getty Buckner coming home 12th. Not the race he was looking for. Harrison Chandler, Brent Kingcock 14th. Gary Conwall at 15th. Rod Fasenal 16th. James Pandolf coming home 17th. Nathaniel Pollard 18th. And Buddy Chamberlain, unfortunately, last 19th.
Well, at least he got at least 70 some laps, or he got what? Yeah, he got at least 70 laps in almost. So, a lot better than 14, which is what I got last week. With that being said, where is it at? What am I looking for? Oh, right there it is. As ladies and gentlemen, we always want to thank James Pandolf for putting this lead together. Got to thank the graphics department, Martin Wenzel, Jordan Gonzalez, technical as well, marketing by JP as well. Our broadcasters is myself, David Welborn Jr., Taylor Butcher Benjamin, Martin Wenzel, Getty Buckner, James Pandolf. Joining me tonight with Spencer Spencer Tart. Spencer Tart, and all the other broadcasters that join in every once in a blue moon. Want to thank them as well. Without y'all, I mean, we're just sitting here talking to ourselves. So,
Yeah.
Race Control, Martin Wenzel, Getty Buckner, James Pandolf, Robbie Armstrong, Dakota Wilkins, Ryan Hesgard, Jeremy Hebel, Richard Springer, and Eric Weatherholtz. Administrators are listed below: James Pandolf, Getty Buckner, Martin Wenzel, Ryan Branch, and myself. Thoughts and concerns, bring it to us. We can't fix it if we don't know it's not broke. And if you have thoughts and concerns about our broadcasting or about the racing and can't get us because you're not on Discord, JP's got a link at the website. Hit us up there. Link is always in the description for the website. Ladies and gentlemen, that's going to conclude our broadcast this evening. Join us here tomorrow night for our truck series. We're going to be right back here tomorrow night for 144 laps.
Is going to get at least a top 5 tomorrow.
Yeah. David Welborn's going to be lucky to finish in the top 20 tomorrow if we have 20 cars. But anyway, ladies and gentlemen, good night and God bless.